Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. I'm here joined with Inti Campo.
Hello people, how are you?
We are back. It's been a while since we did a video, did a live stream. Hopefully YouTube does not take this live stream down because I know it's going to get probably popular and stuff like that. And that's what YouTube loves to do. But yeah, we're going to having a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about what's going on. Is Bitcoin going to get to 20K this year? And also, we're going to be comparing Lightning Network to wrapped Bitcoins and stuff like that. So we're going to be talking about a little bit about that as well, and what I've been working on as well for the last 2 weeks. But before we get to that, Inti has a few words to say to all of y'all.
Oh yes sir. Well people, as always it's worth to remind you that this video is for entertainment purposes only and this is not a financial advice. You always must do your own research before putting your hard-earned money on the market. Back to you, Dav.
Awesome. Okay, so before we get into to all the stories of today, we're gonna also do some TA. We're gonna talk about a little bit about the 20K prediction that Bloomberg is saying. Well, actually, saying 28K, and also we're gonna be doing a few other things which slipped my mind from right now. But anyways, let's get on to the TA for the day. Oh yeah, forgot. Inti is going to be looking in the chat group for questions. So if you have a question along the way on this topic for today's story, please leave it in the chat group. Inti's going to write it down, and we're going to be discussing that at the end of the show.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's head over to my my TA window. Okay, let's just see here. I lost my screen. I lost my way. There we go. There you go. So let's head over to the bigger picture, right? You know what? Bitcoin right now, this bigger picture, right, is a weekly chart. And one of the things you can see is that Bitcoin's trying to break that up. And no. And but in the interest of trying, look what it has done. It may close, most likely close, a whole week candle, body candle, outside of this trend line. And there's no way you could draw this trend line higher, right? Without removing a lot of touch points. So this is the definite top trend line. And it has definitely, I'm going to change this to a solid line, big solid line, definitely indicated that, hey, we are in the breakout zone. The Bitcoin price did try to break out earlier on this week, and failed spectacularly. This is why I don't like breakout trades. Breakout trades are very dangerous. They can come back in your face to haunt you. And I'll believe it or not, I actually was stupid enough to actually set a buy order on the dumpy of the breakout trade, and it was too high of a buy order. It was so dumb. You can learn more about that dumbness in my Pandora's wallet. If you subscribe to Pandora's wallet, and then you could join the Telegram group where we talk about the trades that I'm making. And yeah, so right now I'm a little bit underwater and on that trade, but I'm going to continue holding it because I really think that Bitcoin has a potential to go a lot higher. And once it breaks this 10,000 level, 10,500 level, let's get over to this side here. You can see we have the same kind of thing happening, but interesting enough, it's called a bow tie. I hope it doesn't stay in this bow tie because that's really bad. That's really hard to trade. It's very, very, very volatile. If it gets stuck in a bow tie, meaning that from this side to this point, all the way over here, it could be doing a bouncing act all the way down. Oh my God, that'd be deadly. That'd be like torture to the maximum extreme. But really, because look at this thing. This bow tie can go this could do this because the 10,500 mark, it's got to be blown out completely for it to for it to really say, hey, you know what, we're going a lot higher, faster, and never going to look back. It's got to be blown out, because right now it's so much resistance here that it's ridiculous. So, and it could stick in here because look, you see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days before 10 days before we even get to 10,500 on the top line here. Oh my gosh. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe another 5 more days, 15 days before we actually get to a number on the top line that's, if it gets up there, that it's a blowout phase. It's got to go it's got to go keep going higher. So I mean, it could go bounce in here and go stick around here, around the 10,000 mark, just like really bothering people before it actually breaks higher. So that's also a possibility, because a consolidation through price is a possibility, right? Where price goes down, right, and then comes up, but consolidation through time it also counts as consolidation efforts of the market. So yeah, that's also a interesting thing that could happen here with the Bitcoin price. Kind of scary. Don't want it to happen, but effectively we created this W. We did the breakout. It's already happened, right? The breakout trades, again, the reason why I don't like breakout trades is because it really they can spit in your face a lot more than normal. So, but definitely this means that Bitcoin right here is definitely going to go to, like, we can say, okay, we could take an AB equals CD to right from here, right? And at least, oh darn, let's see here. Where did that take us? Oops. Oh, that's not good. I was thinking that was going to take us a little bit higher, but it didn't. Well, that's the breakout area. Yeah, so there we go. It didn't get all the way to that AB equals CD reversal, thank God. Right? But that's the breakout area, basically. Where if it breaks this 10,500 line here, where this AB equals CD, it's not going to come back. Right? Yeah. So there we are. There we have it. We could also draw this as a flagpole, maybe, and do other kinds of stuff. But you know what? All those different TA analysis all will lead to the same result, that we're going a lot higher. And 10,500 is the result. It's most likely the result. Short term, looking at the short term analysis, right? This does not bode well, because this means we have to consolidate and make a decision. But with the 4 hour closing in on each other, right, beautifully like this, this is a wind up approach, which means we're going to go to a breakout shortly on this 4 hour. Don't be surprised, since we do have a CME gap here at the 800 level, right? You can see, right, we closed the 9,800 level here on the CME gap. Don't be surprised if we go blowing up to that level first. That would not give us a nice breakout indication. What we need to do is see the Bollinger Band break on one side, but it doesn't guarantee the breakout, right? So if it breaks up here, doesn't guarantee, as you can see on this 4 hour candle, right? It just yeah, no. So consider that. We have a downward trending volume, right? Which only indicates again that we are ready to break out again for the 4 hour. Do we have any kind of can we call this a W? Not really. If we ignore this this gigantic move, we take it out completely, we still don't have any kind of Wing pattern. We have this strange market behavior, which doesn't give us any kind of indication based on market price of what direction it wants to take, because it's not building any kind of market structure to indicate, hey, I'm building up to go higher. Even if we take this out, this whole piece out, we don't have any kind of market structure to say, hey, yeah, this thing is going to go a lot higher, a lot faster. So let's take a look at the what's it called, the oscillators, right? This thing is setting up a bullish divergence, maybe? No, not really. Nope. Nope, we don't have any kind of oscillation information to say, hey, this thing is going higher. The only thing we have is on the higher time frames, a clear Wing pattern to hang our hats on. The 4 hour is not giving up any kind of particular information. All right, so let's head over to Ethereum. Maybe Ethereum will give us some sort of information to help us determine whether or not, because it had not only a beautiful head and shoulders pattern, right? Of course, this was also a clear W. Everything you needed to run this, to say, okay, well, the target price is at $260. So we're going to probably make that target on Ethereum. Ethereum is clear, is a little bit over bought, but the volume is still a little high. Well, there's a little bit of a, wow, is this? Oh, perpetual fortune. Thank God. There's a clear divergence in the volume here, but this is perpetual swaps. We'd have to take a look at the regular market, and I'm not going to do that in today's video. But let me clear this up, because I'm sure you guys are like, what? I can't see anything. All right, so here, let me just clean this up, this chart up. So this is a trend line that is broken higher from. Don't be surprised if we either consolidate to that trend line or dump down to that trend line, but I think we were going to hit the top of this mark, which is the $260 by the end, I don't know. Let's see here. It's kind of hard to say if we're not going to dump all the way back down to here, because if we consolidate close enough or further out, this becomes a clear target for it to make. But the head and shoulders pattern might be wicked up there, where we go, yeah, and then no, and then come back down. So if that happens, I really think that Bitcoin might be in for a big choppiness, right? And we might be into consolidation, and that's what Ethereum is telling us. Looking at the broader market, the stock market for the S&P, well, you know what? Money printer go. So that's what's happening here, right? People are getting suckered in, and it's going higher and higher and higher. And the scary thing is, what happens if this thing breaks? It doesn't make any sense, obviously. You don't have to be like a rocket scientist to say, hey, wait a second. We have like 50 million people unemployed, and they're protesting, destroying buildings, destroying things, businesses, and yet the stock market goes higher the last 2 weeks. Yeah, okay.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I hear people saying brr.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, the Bitcoin dominance, we can see that. Let's get rid of some of this, the color codes and stuff like that. Zoom in. Bitcoin dominance, right? It just, I don't know what happened, man. It was ready to fly. Bitcoin was ready to fly. The dominance, and it just died. And the alt season started coming in, as you know, right? I got a lot of doubles, right? In the last little while here, I've been popping off doubles. like crazy. Where are, oops, and let me hit back here. So I've been having a bunch of doubles, right? And yeah, you can see that I've been making quite a splash, selling half everywhere. And if you want to know how to do that, right, and you want to learn how to make money selling altcoins, because that was the thing that made me the most amount of money, was learning the little old lady strategy, and basically following that strategy to profit from the altcoin boom. And all you have to do is head over to davincicodes.net and hit more, and then free videos. Once you click on free videos, you just need to log in, and I have like 3 videos that are 3 hours long that explains, like, assumes that you know nothing, absolutely nothing about charts, everything that you've seen here, and I explain it all the basics, things that you need to know in order to, so you could decide when to buy, what, and because that's the hardest part of the little old lady strategy, and then you'll be able to pop off doubles like I do. All right, so
Where do you learn the strategy, the little lady?
I learned the little old lady strategy at the Rational Investors. If you want to learn how to trade like a professional, you can head over to the Rational Investor by typing in the rationalinvestor.com dot not or the rationalinvestor.davincej15.com, and then you'll get $50 off to their training program. So yeah, and that's where I learned how to trade, and you know what, that's a valuable information that you would use for the rest of your life. Even if you never make any kind of day trade decision, you will be definitely using this to make decisions to say, hey, you know what, that's the top of the market, I'm going to sell. So that was the main thing you will learn to walk away from bad trade decisions. All right, so Pandora's wallet, right, which is what I've designed to help me with my little lady strategy, to ensure that I could take the money off of exchanges and keep them and still be able to trade and sell, is going to be having we're going to be releasing it with Ethereum. Right now, it is working with Ethereum. We haven't finished our testing yet, so I'm not ready to publish it. But it shortly, I think shortly we will be publishing it. And right now, if you want, you could take advantage of that. If you want to take advantage of the Pandora's wallet and also have access to my Telegram group, you can get a discount, right, by heading over to www.pandoraswallet.com, and there's a 25% discount, which prices will be raised once we released the Ethereum version. Then we're going to go on to doing ERC20 tokens, and then including Binance, because right now we have 3 exchanges and we want to include Binance as well. So once that's done, once ERC20 tokens are done, man, that will be the kicker for our wallet, and I'm looking forward to that, because I'm going to be draining a lot of stuff out of the exchanges into my wallet. All right. With that said, let's talk about with a 20K prediction from Bloomberg. This is like unbelievable. We're talking about they're saying that this is Ethereum has become. We'll talk about that later. But first, the Bloomberg article, right? They're talking about Bitcoin destined for $28,000, right? In this year, by this year. What? In 2018? Whoops, that's the wrong thing. It was a Bloomberg article. Wow. Oh man, hang on. That was 2018. That didn't age well. Let me just bring that up. Bloomberg. There we go. Wow, got the wrong one up there. Okay, Bloomberg. Bitcoin could hit 28K in 2020, right? This was an interesting article, and the reason why right? It's just the money printers, really, honestly, right? You could talk about all the technical analysis you want, right? But the money printing, right, is the main thing that's going to cause Bitcoin to go higher. And if we go to the monthly chart, you can see that Bitcoin for this month might bounce around here, but then once it decides to go higher, it's going to stay between these two lines, and you can see a $28,000 Bitcoin before the end of this year is not out of the question. It's gonna, if it's stuck in this line in this area, so we could we can get all the way up to like a $50,000 Bitcoin this year. That's not even out of the question. So yeah, and then we could actually come all the way back down to 20K to really spook people out. So yeah, be ready for some crazy action, Jackson here, because I think that's what's going to be in for our future with Bitcoin. So pick up your Bitcoin, do your dollar cost averaging, and get some Bitcoin. All right, now one of the things I've been doing research, because I've really realized that Bitcoin needs a what's it called? A way for people to purchase Bitcoins and not have to spend on the high transaction fees. And one of the things that you can do for that is you can own a wrapped Bitcoins, but you have to pay Ethereum transaction fees. And then there's the Lightning Network, but the Lightning Network, it's the only interesting thing about the Lightning Network is that it's only a payment mechanism, right? Allowing you to transfer wealth between one person to another. It doesn't have all the different technical features that Bitcoin actually has. Bitcoin is just a backend to it. Effectively, a Lightning Network is almost like a custodial solution, but you are managing. If you have the full node, you are managing it yourself, because the code basically just makes sure that nobody's going to try to steal your Bitcoin when you decide to connect it to somebody else. So, for example, if I go to a pizza shop often and I make a connection to that pizza shop and I just spend a little bit. So what I technically have done when I've opened up a connection to the pizza shop is that I said, hey, here's $1,000, right, up front. I'm going to be spending pizza with you. Now you have the concern that he's going to run away with that $1,000, close up shop, and see you when I see you. And so what the Lightning Network does is ensures that he can't run away with that $1,000, and he can only take what he's owed, and that's it. That's all the Lightning Network does. And then on top of that, of course, it allows you to. So, for example, if he opens up access to a Lightning connection to a supplier, and it has more room for him to send money through, you could route payments through his through him to other people outside of the network. Now, this has a lot of drawbacks. One, if you're routing payments through him, he might not like that, because he's trying to use that money to access to his supplier to pay them. And so if you use that up, right, he's not going to be able to pay them. He's going to have to create another connection to his supplier in order to basically pay that supplier, right? So that's another issue. But of course, he does get paid, of course, for providing that routing service. So it's not complete loss. But the money that he has pledged is no longer usable unless he closes the channel. And that's the only time he can actually reset his. Let's just say he only has that channel open. For example, for one Bitcoin towards his supplier. And people, everybody who's buying pizza from him, are using up that channel to redirect payments to other people. In order for him to open up a channel, he's got to close that channel, reopen it up so that he pay that guy as well. And that's a lot of work and a lot of complexity that most people will not understand. And so, I really think the Lightning Network has some serious issues with complexity for the limited amount of features that it has. With that said, the only way I figured out how it could avoid all that complexity and ensure that people can use it is if you have a full custodial solution, meaning that when you download your wallet on your phone, right? If you have I don't have my phone here. Oh, there it is. If you download the wallet on your phone, you don't have a key, your own private key to that wallet. That wallet is actually the money belongs to the service provider and not you, and so they can obfuscate the complexities of the Lightning Network and allow you to use it. Now, with that said, let's compare that to the wrapped Bitcoins, because the wrapped Bitcoins is basically the same kind of deal, but the custodial solution is the person who's created the wrapped Bitcoins. So when you want wrapped Bitcoins, what you're effectively doing is the same thing as going to a bank, depositing your gold, and getting a paper note saying, I owe you gold, and then trading it with other people, right? And the reason why you want to do that is because it's a lot lighter, easier to do, and you can do all kinds of complex transactions. The same with a wrapped Bitcoin. A wrapped Bitcoin has so much more going for it compared to a Lightning Network Bitcoin, because you could do it you could make trades on decentralized exchanges. You can participate in the DeFi network, which allows you to do all kinds of financial tricks and cool things that cannot be done with a Lightning coin. And so that's the huge advantage of the wrapped Bitcoin. Is more than just the ability to transfer it to somebody else. It's ability to participate in a massive financial area. So it just makes, the thing is, right, when you're talking about money right now, because money has now gone digital, and the government's Canadian government has declared it as the digital money, right? You're gonna want to do more with your money now that it's digital, and Lightning Network does not give you that. That's what I'm having a little bit of concerned issue, a little bit of an issue with the Lightning Network in that sense, because it gives you no features that the Bitcoin network actually does, and that's not going to be good enough for us in the digital age.
Yeah, do you remember the pain in the butt that was trying to use the Lightning Network on mobile wallets the other day?
Yes, I was testing it with you, and and it was not fun.
Funny.
Yeah, it was not easy to use, and you had to understand the Lightning Network in order to really be able to use Lightning Network. And because you spent all this time studying, if somebody tries to explain it all to you, for example, let's just say you got an actual node where you were the control of all of the cryptocurrencies on the Lightning LBTC. What would effectively mean is that you go, okay, what do? I need to send me some Lightning, right? You're thinking, no, that's not gonna work.
No, you don't explain. You got to explain it to me, like all this thing with the channel, the fact that you had no liquidity at the beginning, the watchtower, and all that. And I say, man, I'm sorry, but this sucks. It's too early.
It's too hard. Yes, it's too hard because, for example, you can't receive the money, and then and second that off, right? If you okay, well, I'll just deposit some Bitcoin on there. Can I receive Bitcoins now? Well, not really. All you did was just transfer Bitcoins to your Lightning, and you need to spend it out in order to receive anything. So once you spent it, then you could receive.
Oh man.
And then if you want to receive before you spend, then somebody has to actually open up a channel directly towards you, and then you can receive, and that's just a disaster. All right. With that said, let's head to the question and answer period of today.
Oh yes, my favorite part.
All right. What do we got for me today, NT?
Okay, we have a super chat from Michael Boss, a donation actually, and says, "Boss and Inti, good live session once again. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, sir."
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So what questions do we have?
Okay, questions. Well, we have a super chat from last stream that was from Colin Beck, and he wants to know your thoughts on ByteDAO ICO.
The ByteDAO ICO. Okay, well. Well, I think what happened with me and ByteDAO remains, and I am concerned with whether or not they can actually produce their product. Now, if they do so, that's great. That's even better for me because that's less work for me. And I owe them 10% because that's part of the contract. That 10% of what I earned would go back to them for completing their project. So that'd be great. I hope they complete their project. I hope it does work, and the investors are happy. So that's what I'm looking for. But the way they act, they're like, I mean, as I watch them, I'm like, oh my God, no. Wow. All right, next question.
Okay, this is just a recent question. This is from Danny C. and Uben, and he asked, "Hello Davinci, can I ask you why you are not fan of XRP, and does that mean that I better sell my XRP? No. The fact that Davinci likes something or not does not mean that it has to influence your acting on the market. You have to see the pros and cons of having XRP and if you want it in your portfolio or not."
Yeah, and I have XRP, and because the XRP will be doing well, it's just that you have to understand that you're being lied to about all the features and stuff like that of XRP. They have a brilliant marketing engine, and they just avoid the statements of hey, you know what? Because of like they're centralized, and they can actually reverse transactions and stuff like that if they need to. They want to avoid all that, and so all you have to do. I mean, can you imagine? The truth is, if Iran or North Korea were to start saving up XRP and using it, it would only take a phone call from the president to get, hey, you need to stop all that. And they would. They can. Right? That's the key. That's the whole thing about XRP. Right? It wouldn't take much for them to do that. And because it's a consensus only chain. And so it's not that it's not bad or good. It's just that, it can be controlled by somebody, and it can be controlled by government. And because of that, if you want to trust it, right, you have to understand those risks. And it works very well. So that works very well for the banking system, that it can be controlled and monitored. It can also tell you what's true and what's not, and who has what, and it can't be tampered with. But it's also the centralized authority can actually decide to do whatever they want to do on the back end. So if they want to take your money, they can. If they want to freeze transactions, they can. If they want to, undo transactions, they can. Right? So so that's it. That's how it is. They can say no. All the XRP army goes no. Okay, fine. You know what? You didn't read the technical specs of that, and you want to believe that crap? Go right ahead.
Oh, but it's logical. It has its pros and it has its cons, like everything.
Exactly.
Nothing's perfect. Bitcoin's not perfect. Mm-hmm. Any altcoin is.
Exactly, and they decided to for faster transactions, right? They want more. They need more control and need more centralization, and that's the cost of making it faster and easier to use. Is more centralized. The system is more centralized. That's the way it is.
Being your own bank is not easy.
Exactly. All right. Next.
Well, we have a donation from this gentleman, J. Will. You're the man, Davinci. Keep up the great content.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'm glad to be back. It's been a while, so I hope you're enjoying the show today. Next question.
Next question. Okay. So this is a mixed one. This is from Nico. He says, "Hello, Davinci. According to BTC history, we always have a dump after halving event. Do you see a dump coming, and what would be your call for the low? 6K, for example?" And Philson asks if there are any TA signs indicating that dump already.
No, well, we did this TA earlier on in the show, and so far what we're seeing is that we've broken out of a long-term trend line, and so a dump at this point has a lower probability. It's not impossible; it's just lower probability. And so what's most likely is sideways action, maybe even like bouncing off of the lower trend line for quite some time is the more likely scenario, and then a final breakout to higher, because of what the money printing and the stock we have risk on with the stocks, and people are buying stocks like hey, you know what, the companies are making money like crazy hand over fist, which they're not. so yeah, it's all a scam, right? And it will get worse, this scam, if you keep looking at things and priced in dollars. You need to stop that. You need to price it in gold, something else that's limited in supply, and then you'll see what's really going on. All right, so let's take a look at that, actually. You know what? Because I have a chart of the Dow versus gold. So I'm going to bring that up, and then hang on. And let me just switch screens so that I don't forget that you guys are not seeing that. And then we'll talk about where that's the best way to do things, is to price things in gold, so that you can see what the real. Oops, that's not it. Wrong thing. What the real value is. Gold trade charts, CME futures, gold. Let's see here. If I have Dow gold ratio, okay. Because this is the real valuation, right? So this is, I'm pricing it. I've put the gold at $20 an ounce, right? So that you can see exactly what the price in dollars is if it was backed up by gold. That's what the price of the Dow is if it was in dollars, if dollars were backed up by gold. Back in the day when 1 ounce of gold was worth $20, right? It would be $322, pretty much the top of the last Great Depression. Right? Yeah, we saw some serious. This was the actual real high, right? And this is a massive dump low. Look at that. This is what really happened in the last 20 years. Gold, the market dumped heavily, right? In over since 2001, since 2000, and 1999 all the way down. It just completely collapsed.
Someone in the chat asked that, since you're seeing that already, why don't you check the BTC gold ratio? That would be curious.
Yeah, you know what? That would be awesome, actually. Let's try that. But let's not do that on today's show. But I will do that for next year. I'm going to prepare a chart because it's going to take me a while to set the chart up. But yeah, we will do that because that will help us see what the value of Bitcoin really is, because it's priced in a real asset. And so right now, as you can see, we're doing a little bit of we've dumped down because we M'd out here, and then we're just retracing back up, probably back to the top of this level here, where we can like see that probably gold might come up to this level to close this gap right before it rolls over and dies. And then we're gonna see probably this thing all the way down to $20. So I mean, wow, that's a huge drop, all the way to $20 over time. So this is real. This is what's really going on. So what effectively this is saying to us is that you're getting more value by putting your money in the stocks, right? Right now, and it looks like it wants to give you even more value, right? By heading up to probably up to here, by putting your money in their dollars into stocks. So yeah, compared to gold. All right, alrighty. Let's do a couple more questions and then we'll call it a day.
A couple more questions. Okay. Well, this is from Guy Sholmo Dadon. Okay, sorry. And he asked, "What the heck is happening in the world?" Yeah, I'm wondering the same. Should I exchange all my dollars to some stocks or BTC? Seems like dollars are gonna worth nothing soon.
Yes, exactly. You should actually you should have physical cash, unfortunately, because most people only understand they won't understand what's going on when we do have the final collapse, and so you'll be able to trade your cash for goods and services in your local area. So you should also have that in your home. You should not have that in the bank, right? Whatever cash that you use on a daily basis, you should start using permanently in your house, because there's no point. There's no value add to a bank anymore. It's basically just a way for you to conveniently access your money, and you're paying for that convenience at this point. And it really the access to your money is very limited in a bank because it's not yours. All right. So with that said, you should also hold other assets. It doesn't have to be Bitcoin and gold and silver. It could be other assets that you can sell, and you know that you can sell for real value, and it can be easily sold for real value for you, right? So it could be paintings. It could be like food. It could be something else that's durable. Or it could be classic cars or something like that. It could be anything that you are very familiar with, and it's a real asset. It's something that you can hold, and that's difficult for most people to own, and you'll be able to sell that to other people who want it. So those are the things that are also good to hold. All right, next question.
Next question. This is from Jay Wa, and he asked, "Hi Davinci, have you heard of Nash, a decentralized exchange where you keep your private keys? They are doing not warp BTC trading and about to release fiat gateways. Would love to know your views about it."
Well, I'm not sure how they're going to do fiat gateways when fiat requires what's it called, centralization, right? There's just no way you can handle fiat unless you use USDT or DAI or one of the tokens, the stablecoin tokens, which should be called what's it called, the pegged tokens, pegged, because that's what they're not. They are effectively, they're pegged to the price of the dollar. So if the dollar goes down, they go down as well, right? So they're pegged tokens, not stable coins, really. And so I'd like to take a look at Nash, but I don't have time right now. I'm deep into programming Pandora's wallet because I am scared. I'm scared that something's coming to attack the exchanges. Probably going to come to everybody, right? Especially if the stock market tanks and the government's like, oh, okay, listen, we need to protect everybody's wealth, right? And we need to help people, and everything's going down, and we need to stop all this thing from going down, right? From you losing your money because we're only helping the rich people, right? We need to start helping the poor people and start buying up their assets as well, their financial assets as well, so that they don't lose money. And so they're going to buy up your financial assets, such as Bitcoin, such as cryptocurrencies and gold and whatever, right? And obviously, they'll say that as a way to say, hey, you know what? We're trying to help you out, right? And then obviously they're going to take all those assets and then reprice them higher, right? And sell them back to you at a higher price. Okay, so that's what I see coming down the pipe. Might be wrong, but that's what I see that's coming. All right, one more question and we will call it a day.
One more question. So this gentleman called literally some person asked, "Hi Davinci, thanks. This is about Pandora's wallet. Hi Davinci, thanks for your knowledge. Seeing that you're a coder, how do I know you won't take my money after setting up Pandora's wallet on your site? Just got to ask. Thank you again."
Yeah, that's a good question, right? Right now, what I have is the source code open sourced so that anyone who knows how to program can look at the source code and go, hey, that guy's trying to steal your money, right? So you can see that, hey, that's not the case. We have like your keys are on your wallet, and no one can take your keys, take your money. And no one has a copy of your keys. And so we don't have a copy of your keys, at least. And so, yeah, that's the best way you can do that. And I can show the source code on how to do that. But then again, you know, most of you will be like, no, I don't get it. But that's the best way to ensure that somebody's not going to take your money. And so that's what I like about wallets. If a wallet is available, if you're using a wallet, make sure that it's open source. If it's not open source, then you're running the risk that the developer is going to run off and take your money. And on the fact that I'm, a public figure and everybody knows who I am, and I'm here on always talking about Pandora's wallet, sharing it with you guys. You know that I'm not going to run off with your Bitcoins or your cryptocurrencies as well. So that helps give you a little bit of insurance as well if you don't have ability to read the source code. You will always find somebody or hire somebody to take a look at the source code, and they'll find that there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing untoward towards that software, and they could even like, well, what if you've given me the binary file that doesn't match up with the source code? Well, there's actually I provide a MD5 a checksum, so that you can rebuild the software and compare. Hey, is this rebuild exactly what he's providing me? Yep, it is, right? So somebody technical could check that as well, so that I'm not trying to scam you, providing the source code, but not the binary file that I'm giving you does not match with the source code. That could be also checked as well. All right, so with that said, thank you for that question, and thank you all for watching. Well, let's see how many people do we have that are viewing right now.
573.
Please hit the like and hit the subscribe button if you like this content, so that I can know to do some more. Also, if you want to help support the channel, you can click the show more below, and you can see some descriptions there of different products that I endorse and that I use, and you can click on those referral links to help the channel as well if you're going to use them anyways. Of course, there's the Bybit and Femex links that are very good. But of course, if you're going to use those, make sure that you are a professional trader. You learn how to trade, because that's one-way ticket to Wreck City. You will not end up on the moon. You will end up
One-way ticket, man.
in the ground and in the hole very easily with those exchanges. So please be careful. All right, thank you all for watching. And if you haven't seen the videos popping up here on the sides here, please check them out. And we will talk to you guys next week and with Inti. And maybe sometime this week I'll do an odd video here and there. But I'm going to be still focusing on Pandora's wallet. Cheers.
Bye, people. Take care. And take care of your money.